Now at 6, it's a first alert weather day for Juneau, who's seen a steady snow all week long. We're only on the 4th day of March, and this area has already seen about 1.5 feet of snow. We've got our Will Courtney out there in Juneau experiencing all of this firsthand. We're going to check in with him in a little bit.
Yeah, but the continued pattern has made the possibility of avalanches very real.
Yes, and this morning, Thane Road reopened at the avalanche gates as plows try to make things manageable. Chief Meteorologist Melissa Fry here now, tracking what you need to know to stay safe this week.
Yeah, it is a lot of snow. We're talking more than 40 inches again just in the past 9 days. That's on top of course, just a season of heavy snow. Want to show you those latest conditions on this first alert weather day. That avalanche danger is rising as more snow is likely through the night into tomorrow morning. But importantly, we are going to see some warm air pushing in with a second storm system that's not only bringing warmer air, but likely rain to the region. That is going to arrive tomorrow afternoon with heavy rain likely continuing into Friday. Here are the numbers. 153.7 inches of snow. That was as of about noon today, officially putting Juneau in 8th place for the most snow that we have ever seen. Most snow since 2008. So it is a lot on the ground. It is still coming down. Overnight tonight, I actually expect it to intensify into early tomorrow morning. Right when that morning commute picks up, we will see heavy snow likely in Juneau, spreading north and south as well. But as showers continue in the afternoon, temperatures will warm. And so I do expect a transition to rain, especially as we head into Friday. We will likely see some heavy rain into Friday afternoon, continuing into early Saturday. So again, quick changing conditions with this next surge of moisture pushing in from the south. Right now, temperatures, they have warmed fast already. Juneau sitting at 30 degrees with those winds out of the east at 13 miles per hour. And you can see some new snow there on Egan Drive tonight. Now, the sun has just set in Juneau, and we want to check in with Will Courtney live there now. Will, this is nothing new for Juneau, but it is a lot of snow and potentially dangerous. How are the conditions now?
Yeah, Melissa, the snow is definitely pretty high where I'm at. This is not what it looks like in the rest of Juneau, for sure. It's goes up to my shin. I'm right by the whale statue for reference. But what lawmakers, what the city is looking at right now is these two mountains right behind me and whether they're going to form an avalanche. There is an elevated avalanche risk. Here's a look at what the city has looked like throughout most of the day. The city and borough are recommending 5 different steps for residents to kind of take as they're going through their evening and into the next couple days, especially as conditions start to change. The first thing, sign up for the emergency alerts through the CBJ. That's the city and borough of Juneau. They'll tell you what's happening as it's happening. We'll also make sure to update you here at Alaska's News Source for the latest as well. Know your risk, very important. Know where you're at, know if there's any risk on where you are at. And then the other two things, it's know when to get out and know what to bring with you as well. So that includes stuff like food, medicine, water, clothes, blankets, you name it. If you need it, make sure you have it. There is an elevated risk. We are in the set stage of where we are at in these avalanche preparedness conditions. John, Augusta.
All right, Will, thanks so much. Important information there. And you're now taking a live look from Palmer, where a Matsu school board meeting is getting underway at the district administration building there. Expected topics to be discussed tonight include the proposal to close Larson Elementary, Meadow Lakes, and Glacier View schools for budget purposes.
They'll also be discussing that ongoing bus driver strike due to a contract dispute and discussions over eliminating nursing positions. Our Joe Allgood is out there and has a lot to talk about tonight on the Late Edition.
Yeah, packed house there. And now Governor Dunleavy, the head of the Environmental Protection Agency, and the Alaska Attorney General all met in Fairbanks today to get a firsthand look at difficulties that Alaskans face in our area during winter.
Alex Bangley sat in on the press conference at UAF's campus today. Alex joins us now with what was discussed, Alex.
Behind me, the UAF power plant runs on coal, one of the resources EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin supports developing in Alaska. The administrator met with Governor Dunleavy here at this facility today to talk about the future of Alaska. Zeldin touts Alaska as the gateway to energy dominance and has also supported the development of oil, gas, and critical minerals. Zeldin says the EPA needs to look at which regulations are working for Alaska and are needed here versus those he says don't really mesh with the cold temperatures. Zeldin also talked about cooperative federalism, in which the EPA takes its regulatory lead from state officials.
We want to continue that partnership. We want to continue to strengthen that partnership. As it relates to PM 2.5, that is the reason why Senator Sullivan and Senator Murkowski asked me to come to Fairbanks in the winter. Because they saw the last administration put new regulations on PM 2.5. They saw how that impacts the ability for this area to be an attainment and what the consequences are for this area if they are unable to reach attainment.
Zeldin arrived in Fairbanks yesterday and has been spending the last day or so talking to officials and locals about the unique climate in the interior. As for the governor's visit to Fairbanks, Dunleavy spoke with the Greater Fairbanks Chamber of Commerce yesterday about potential consequences of the conflict in Iran on oil prices and the possibility of an LNG pipeline running north to south across the state of Alaska. Alex Bengal, Alaska's news source.
Alex in Fairbanks, thank you very much. In D.C. today, Senate Republicans voted down an effort to pass a war powers resolution to halt President Donald Trump's conflict in Iran.
The resolution failed largely along party lines in a 47-53 vote. In part, it demanded congressional approval before any further attacks are carried out in Iran. Democrats in the Senate expressed concerns about the legality of these attacks. Both Alaska Senators Lisa Murkowski and Dan Sullivan did vote against the measure and responded with statements shortly after that. Senator Murkowski saying in part, quote, as written, it requires removal of troops from hostilities, leaving no room for operations that have already started to reach an even partially successful conclusion to degrade Iran's nuclear capabilities. As Iran attacks everything it can, from military bases to embassies to civilian targets, we cannot tie our military's hands or abruptly leave our allies and partners to fight on their own. She also added a comment about how the conflict started, saying, quote, there is no question that the president should have sought authorization from Congress before striking Iran on this scale, likewise bringing in our allies ahead of time, as they now are equally in danger. Senator Dan Sullivan posting saying, quote, I voted against the war powers resolution today. This isn't a partisan issue for me. I've always supported, regardless of party, the president's authority under Article 2 to protect America's national security interests and to protect our troops.
The family of Todd Meadows, who died while working as a deckhand on a fishing vessel featured in the reality show The Deadliest Catch, pleading for the video of the tragedy to not be released. The request comes after a source familiar with the incident says the fatal incident was caught on video while crews were recording a new episode for Deadliest Catch. The mother of Meadows said in a statement, quote, no parent would want to watch their child die. Yesterday, the Coast Guard confirmed Meadows did die after falling overboard about 170 miles north of Dutch Harbor. His body was recovered, but he was not able to be revived. All right, it's time to talk service members trading in their bunny boots for the ski boots and the snowboards.
It was all part of Alyeska Resort's second to last Military Mondays of the year. Our Georgina Fernandez takes us to Girdwood in this week's Northern Front.
Under the bluebird sky.
Beautiful. It's so beautiful.
It's a play day at Alyeska.
I'm so excited. I still got a smile on my face from those runs.
As these service members, veterans alongside their family take on the slopes.
I'm out here just enjoying this beautiful Alaskan day, out here for Military Monday.
Leaving a dusting of snow behind during March's Military Monday, an over decade-long tradition where those who served and their family get to ride the slopes for free.
It allows these service members who may be experiencing snow for their first time to really get up close and personal with what we do here.
On Monday, the resort says it was on track to welcome 1,000 attendees.
It makes me feel like this has been a mission success.
Giving them a taste of the magic of Alyeska while breaking down the potential financial barriers of the sport.
Just having, honestly, the free tickets, yeah, that's the best part. And then being out here with my brothers and sisters, for sure.
At the same time, the resort says the event promotes health, encouraging people to get outside and explore their home.
Especially in the winter, you know, it's easy just to stay inside and stay warm. So opportunities like this kind of force us to get out, get a little vitamin D, and enjoy the weather, enjoy all that Alaska has to offer.
a play date in the snow.
You get like a high off of running down the mountain. It's tough.
That's one for the books. Georgianne Fernandez, Alaska's news source.
Such a well-deserved break for our local heroes there. The next and final Military Monday for the year is on April 6th.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.